I want to know. I want to know. Because I don't think y'all can. I don't think y'all can. So peace and love, yo. Yo, what's up, everybody? I had to start out like that. And yo, shout out to the OJs. Great group. That song was actually featured on the White Man Can't Drum soundtrack. Very, very OG sound to me. It just, this whole situation made me think of that. It's like, can you come out and play? Do you think you can hang with a real man? Now, why am I saying that? Because men have to deal with real stuff. They have to deal with control. You know what I mean? You've never seen a little boy in charge of an army. You've never seen a little girl in charge of an army. And I'm not using men as women can't do it. No, I'm saying you got to be grown. You know what I mean? I'm bringing that up, and thank you for joining. Anybody that comes and watches this, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. But I need people to really sit on this, okay? Everybody's doing it, you know. It's not just black people; it's everybody. You know, white people, anybody that was in America in the '90s or in the late '80s. You know, we all knew who Jerry Springer was. And, you know, you see people, oh, my God, oh, Jerry died. That's horrible. Oh, and I'm like, you talking about the Ringmaster? Yeah, I do remember that was the name of his movie. Okay. My problem comes in when Jerry had already admitted back in the 90s that all the guests are paid actors. What do I mean by this? Well, you have Jerry, a Jew, in Hollywood, spellcasting stereotypes of things that weren't even going on. They're making them up. Now, I know people are like, well, if it's made up, then what does it matter? It's not real. Who got the short end of the stick on that show? And this is how you know there's an agenda going on. Who was the most embarrassing people on that show? Black people. It's a tie. They made fun of black and white people on that show. You had white hillbillies, trailer park trash. Yeah, Aaron and Mike, you slept with my man while I was in the pig slop. Whoop, whoop, bitch. Ding, ding, ding. Whoa, Jerry. Okay. Lakeisha here has a confession to make. All right, Tyrone, you know how we was arguing, you know, saying for the last few weeks we weren't getting along. Well, I slept with your cousin Cleophas. Not Cleophas! Oh, ding, ding, ding. Jerry. Okay. All of it's fake. Let's go even deeper. The first episode of Jerry Springer it's called Racist Kids. He brings a bunch of white supremacist kids up there. Now, remember, the whole point is the white supremacist is not supposed to like anybody. We hate everybody. Niggers, kikes, spics, Jews, all of them can burn to hell, you know, great white imperial dragon master. But the first guest that he would invite would be their children. You know, you got to interview your guests before you start the show. You got to meet each other because you're the host. You got to know who you're meeting. So there's plenty of backstage audio of Jerry Springer sitting with clan members, talking to them, letting them know what's going to happen. Now, remember, I don't like you. I despise you guys. You would invite them on your show. Here's another weird thing. Supposedly white supremacy is running this place. but Jews are the most successful here. Why am I saying this? Because Jerry Springer is rotting in hell, if hell exists. He's burning. Why? For one, he's from the synagogue of Satan. He's not a real Jew. How could you say that? Because the real Jews are supposed to be in peril right now. In the last days, the Jews are supposed to be suffering. They're supposed to be going through hell on earth. So there's no way that any of these people can be the real Jews. Can't be, because they're not acting. They're not living out the story. The story's not adding up. They're rich and successful all over the earth. It's so dirty that you got people like, what's that man's name? George Soros, who actually is a Jew, who helped kill the Jews during World War II. George Soros was good friends with Hitler and the Nazis. He was friends with them. He's a different type Jew. And this is how you know that is the synagogue of Satan, because they'll kill each other. They go at each other's throats. No loyalty there at all. What's this got to do with the stereotype master? Well, you call it. If there's a bunch of ratchet stuff going on in this show, if they have a bell sounding off what time you're supposed to fight, if I have friends who were paid to go on the show, if I have friends on the internet who have friends that were paid to go on the show, and we know it's fake, the whole thing was fake, then that means everything was fake. The racist fights of black people versus the Klan and all this shit, it's fake. The overweight black woman, ghetto or ratchet and ignorant, the weave wearers, the hooligan, like that's where we got all that shit from. A lot of it came from Jerry Springer and Maury. That's another motherfucker who's going to ride in hell too. But all that lunacy that was being shown on TV, because I remember there was a time where people were saying that about cops. They were like, oh, they just show black people being arrested, and that's not really true. It's not. I've seen plenty of white people get black and white. See, I'm here for my side because it's my side. I'm supposed to wake them up. But I don't mind helping the other side also by letting both of you know. Because America was founded by black and white people. You guys are... The Indian we're not going to talk about because we already know the discrepancy between that. And I have a whole nother video for that too. But this country was made by black and white people. Those are the people who made this country. Okay. The Jew didn't make this country. The Latino didn't make this country. The Asian didn't make this country. Remember, they have to be integrated. They have to be migrated in first. You know what I'm saying? Spanish people had California. What? So you're saying that before the conquistadors came to the Americas, California, that area was deserted? Is that what you're saying? Okay, my friend. Okay. The Mexican, and I'm not going to veer off and get back on the subject. I just want you to know something. The Mexican is not entitled to anything because that's not that is a created group. That's a created ethnicity. That's why they speak like broke Spanish. Anybody will tell you that talks to a Mexican, they'll tell you that's broken Spanish. That's like slang Spanish. It's not even real Spanish. So that should tell you something right there off the jump. Why, if they were conquered by some conquistadors who spoke Latin and Spanish fluently, because it's where they're from, why would their Spanish be broken? Because that's a whole nother story. But I'm saying that to say this. You guys are in the game. The whole point of the game And I personally feel that it started after Reconstruction era. That's when it started. Because that's when the Democrats got into the North. They got into the House. And they learned some stuff. And they learned how to use it in a different way. It always was on the books. Free white men can vote, or they're the only people that's allowed to roam around. But the ones in the North who gave the Negro, the colored, the melanated beings here freedom, they knew that. They also knew about the Prince Hall Lodge. Remember, the Prince Hall Lodge is founded way before 1865. So what did they mean by white and free? What did they mean by that? Here's another thing. Oh yeah, we going into history class today. There's another thing. Why they put free in front of white? On the last page we talked about it, but we're going to talk about it again. We're going to talk about the Barbary Coast. We're going to talk about them black pirates and them white slaves. And something that the American Negro needs to learn. Stop whining about the past. The people who conquered you, they have a past. You don't see them talking about it. You don't see them talking about the Queen Victoria days when it was famine and filth all in the streets of Europe, and they was dirty and nasty motherfuckers, and the Moors had to give them soap and pave roads and teach them how to bathe. That all historically happened. They don't talk about it. It's not even in your school. Why don't they teach that in school? Because you integrated it into the program. Okay, the program comes with tell, lie, vision. That's where you met Jerry. Jerry Springer was a very interesting person. He was very calm, cool, collective, seemed like a very nice guy. But isn't that how the devil works? I never heard, like, people got the game messed up. The devil doesn't come into your life as an enemy. He comes in as a friend. You smoke a little bit of that, you drink a little bit of that. You can rob them people, they won't miss it. You could take that from her. She's giving it to everybody anyway. DMX, you know what I'm saying? I met this guy, you know what I'm saying, named Damien. He seems to wear a lot of like, wants to be my friend. Me like Chucky? Yeah, just like Chucky. That like we both stuck. Or look like we both funky. Yeah. Remember he's talking to his kid, you know what I'm saying? Kid like, yo, I just shit, I need you to check my diaper. That look like we both funky. Yeah. He said he seemed a lot of like, he wants to be my friend. You like, Chucky? Friends to the end, huh? Okay, well, look at people today. I'll stick to black people. I'll talk about them. They're all, you know what I'm saying? I love that show. Jerry Springer, you know, God bless dead, rest in peace and stuff. And I'm like, how do you love a show that created the lunacy or helped contribute to the lunacy that you see every day? Why do you think there's no shame anymore? Nobody's not ashamed of anything that they do. Everything's shameless. Why? Shows like Jerry Springer, the Stereotype. The ratchet idiot that is the clown in the middle of the town. And everybody's laughing. They're getting all this attention. Meanwhile, the clown is not going anywhere. He's not, you know, getting, you know, people holding him up for he's a jolly good fellow. And they're like, no, they're just laughing. Okay, fast forward to today. When people, like, see, I could do that. I could get a bunch of clips and, you know what I'm saying, show stuff. But when you got people like Summer Walker being ratchet in video, pregnant stomach, twerking on cars and shit. Got Sierra, married woman, talking about, oh, this is for the independent girls that don't need no man, twerking on cars. We got Beyonce, a known Hollywood drunk. I love to drink. Don't get it confused. I'm not judging, but I'm saying everybody knows in the industry, Beyonce is a Hollywood drunk. And she twerking all over the place. These are supposed to be the nobility of your community. These are supposed to be the noble ones. You know what I mean? And people are like, that's not true. Who? What, you want to go to politics? The people that are letting all these criminals out back in your neighborhoods, killing your children? It's our children that are dying mainly. Like, I don't like school shootings at all. I don't. But mainstream, like TV, that's the only time you see a white person get killed. Be honest, that's the only time you usually see white people getting killed, unless it's some shit they did, you got in an accident or some fucking bear mauled them or something. But for the most part, you don't hear about white children dying like that. Not to that extreme. Or at least they're not televising it to that extreme. Let's say it like that. Maybe, truth be told, white kids are being killed just in the same amount or maybe even more, but they're just not showing it, which is also interesting. That should really make you think, because you guys keep talking about this place as white supremacists, but they're killing off white kids. White kids are being killed by the police way more than, or white people are being killed way more by the police than black people. So that makes you think. That should make you think. The Jew is running Hollywood. The Jew is running the musical industry. The Jew is running everything that is visually hypnotizing you. But you're claiming this place is white supremacist, but they being killed off more by the cops than you. Forget the psyops. Forget the conspiracy theories. Let me ask both of you a question. Are you sure you guys aren't more allies than you know? And maybe there is a big plot to murk both of you off and take, the empire that both of you collaborated and built. Even if people are like, oh, well, they don't give black people enough. I tell black people all the time, the only reason that your story is not being told is because you are not a Republican. That is the only reason. You do not have to believe me. You don't. But historically, it's there. You can literally look it up. Well, then why aren't anybody addressing this? Okay, for one, the Democrats can't because you would kill them. Okay, two, the Republicans can't because just like you guys, why would you want somebody a part of your team that doesn't know the real? Why? Y'all don't want fake people in your gangs today, in your groups, in your cliques. You don't want to be around fake people. You want real people around. Okay, so why would the Republican Party tell your story when you have 2 ears, 2 eyes, 1 mouth, 1 brain? You have all the powers that you need to know your story, just like a brother like me knows the story, and Thomas Sowell knows the story, and Larry Elder knows the story, and Candace Owens, and Kim Klazing, and we can keep going. You can talk about any black person you want that knows the truth. There's a lot of reverends that know the story. There's a lot of E-mans that know it. But why can't you get there? Why can't you get to that point? And this game can continue. People like Jerry Springer. Jerry Springer, bro, that's like Blaxploitation 2.0. That's like Blaxploitation 2.0. Jerry Springer that was like, because what did white people have that was like an embarrassing show? I probably would say Girls Gone Wild. I'm going to use that as a reference. Why? Because that dude, Joey, specifically got mainly white women. These are your daughters, Brian, Phil, Franklin, Frank, Louis, Joshua. These are your daughters. So, and who's the number 1 porn star? The white woman. Who made Hollywood? Who did that? You thought they were separate? You thought the movie industry and the porn industry are separate? You don't think they know the same people? Balenciaga just had little kids sporting like dominatrix clothes. Had little bears with dominatrix clothes. Okay, so if you're understanding what I'm trying to tell you, if you're getting the crystals of what I'm trying to tell you guys, I want people to look at something. Jerry Springer literally got fame and fortune on pissing on American people. That's basically what he did. He never had no Jews out there fighting. Not once. He never had none of his people up there acting an ass. None. But he damn sure made, and like, be honest, you don't even remember, like, there was Latinos on that show, don't get confused, but you don't even remember, like, no major Hindu stories, none of that. Just remember black and white people, hillbillies and dumb street black people. And who are the ones missing this dude? Hillbillies and dumb street black people. That sucks. That sucks. How you gonna love your enemy though? Like, that's some true slavery shit. That's what they be saying. Oh, you love your enemy. That's what it sounds like to me. That's what it sounds like. I feel you on that. Not my daughter neither. See, but that's the mind state we're in now. See, I'll give you what you say, and I agree. Show was dumb, really stupid. But that now, kids are dumb. Kids are stupid. Not in a bad way. They're not fully developed yet. So they like immature stuff. That's why we call them immature, and we say they have to go through maturity. But these were grown people on this show. Grown people in the crowd. Like, the masses have to realize something. The whole point of keeping you a zombie is keeping you influenced by things that are irrelevant or things that are beneath human society. They're beneath civilized society. They're beneath us. But they bring it around, and then it becomes a dominion. And then people get influenced by it, and then it's I don't go to church anyway, but what I'm saying is people don't go to read higher education anymore. They don't go to hear wise words being spoken anymore. Now they would rather have the lunacy for about 15 minutes, and then they can go to another, video, and it's more lunacy, and the cycle continues. Everybody's going to think I'm overstepping Jerry Springer, and I could have just talked about, all his show and it. No, come on, bro. Like, y'all got to grow the fuck up. You got to grow the fuck up and realize that it's all connected. It's always been connected, and it's always been to keep you in check, keep you stupid, and also making a mockery of yourself. I'm just saying, look who it was courtesy by. I'm not knocking them as a group. This is the thing. This is how they hide. This is how they hide. Small hats hide behind that shit. They try to say it's, hate speech and persecution. Like somebody's rolling around throwing bagels at people. It's like, come on, man, knock it off, bro. The only people that mess with you guys is mainly like some hillbilly rednecks in New York. But it's like, other than that, ain't nobody mess with no damn small hats, man. Come on. Y'all don't even talk to nobody. You was so cool in the 60s. Y'all was cool as hell, wanted to help the black people out all day night. You barely get a Jewish dude to stop and speak to you in the middle of the street. They walk right past you. See, Jewish people, they're not very nice. Like, they just want to have a conversation with people. So it's just weird how, your boy Jacob Rothschild would be all in Alabama and Montgomery in the 60s trying to help Martin Luther King, and then now you don't see Jews around at all. Unless you got a mic in your hand. Or you want to get on that stage. That's the minstrel show. That's for a particular group to understand. But I will tell the white group something too. That's something you can also learn from as well, because look at your boys and your girls. Shit, worse than that. You got grown ass men dressed up as women waiting at little girls' bathrooms. Don't get it confused. The black Americans got hella problems they're doing too. They fucking up Chicago something awful, like for nothing. Just destroyed. Like Walmarts are closing down. They didn't want to fuck with y'all. And people are like, oh, that's racist. No, it's not, bitch. I'm not about to lose. Like Walmart is number one on the Fortune 500. The company I work for, Performance Food Group, the second largest food distributor in America. We're right behind Cisco. Okay, we're like 112 on the Fortune 500. All right, Walmart is number one. That's how much inventory and business and process they go through. So it ain't that Walmart's greedy or evil. No, they're number one on the Fortune 500. That means they have to have brains. They have to be smart to maintain that position. And the main way you're going to do that is by not fucking around with lamos and the bull crap that they're doing. It's like, no. You want to destroy this, the economic growth of this area? Fine, starve. We don't care. Oh, slavery. This ain't got nothing to do with no damn slavery. You're just stupid, and we're not messing with you. We're out. Okay. Well, the suicide rates and the overdose rates are heavily prevalent in the white communities. And it's mainly your kids. So maybe it's not a black and white thing. Unless we're talking about the people, the pieces on the board. Maybe it's a game master thing, a spellcaster thing, a sorcery thing, and maybe, just maybe, you both knew a little bit of truth. Just maybe. Because you've heard Caucasians talk foul about the small hats, and you've heard the Negroes talk foul about the small hats. Right? Maybe because both of you have been played by them. Let's go to Jerry Springer, Stereotype Master. I just want you guys to think. That's all. I'm being honest. Like, I'm not scratching my ear because I'm making stuff up. No. I'm like having an epiphany. I'm just really wanting you guys to be honest. So I'm going to be honest. What were the main two bad stereotypes of that show? White trailer trash and street ghetto trash. You two, white and black, duality, the board itself. But who's running the game? And people are like, oh, well, you keep saying the Shriner. God, the Shriner Muslim dudes, like, think about it, bro. It's so weird. They pimp us all. It's so fucking weird. It's so weird that the older you go back in time, you're going to run into both of them. You're going to run into Hebrews calling God Allah. You're going to run into Muslims reading Christian knowledge. It's like you're going to run into both of them. Why are they both messing with this Aramaic at the end of the day? What happened? What did these fuckers do? And then what about the Jews who went to Al-Andalus, which you guys know in Spain, and they became Catholics. And those are the pirates that came over here, the Jewish pirates that came over here. So there's two types of people that came over here. There's the Moors, that's where your Spanish is coming from. And then there were some people that came before that. Like, if you notice, you say this is a Christian country, but the first thing that was over here was Roman Catholicism. Okay, the whole book is based behind Jewish teachings. So it's perfectly fine for them to be Jews that converted due to the Muslims running, Al-Andalus. They had no choice. They had to convert. But in the end, they ended up becoming Catholics. That's what was over here. Breaking people on the rack. You know what I'm saying? Putting the fucking crucifix on the head. Why is that? Why are they Roman Catholics speaking Latin? I just gave you the answer. Because they were via Al-Andalus, courtesy of the Moors, who allowed them to be raised up in the science. And by morphing the two, they became Catholics. And there you go, Catholicism. That's why when it comes to old America, there's a lot of Roman stuff, a lot of Roman type crosses, a lot of old statues that remind you of Rome. That's why the fraternities are Greek. See, it's not like the Shriner, the Jew, and the Greek fraternal Mason are not friends. The problem comes in when they're all not good guys. That whole Jesuit shit. Oh yeah, that shit's real. You see all them fucking skulls under the fucking Vatican, yo? Have y'all ever seen that shit? If you go under the Vatican, bro, they got like some little walkway or something, bro. There's a bunch of fucking skulls in that motherfucker. And I'm like, who the fuck is this? And they try to tell some story. Oh, yeah, man, it could be all fucking sacrifices. Get the fuck out of here. I don't know what the fuck. What? I don't know, B. Well, they said, for real, like Christopher Columbus discovered America, and the fucking Siberian, for some reason, all of a sudden now his blood is morphed and he's a Native American. But the Portuguese, they first come over here and they call the Brazilians Negroes, but we got to be from Africa because Negro converts to African. See, I don't fuck around with what they told. I fuck around with what I find. Because why are you not telling us this? That's the question. That's what I want to know. But that's on my part, or my folks' part. On the group, once we get out of this shit, we gotta fly straight. We do. This ain't got nothing to do with getting high. That ain't got nothing to do with drinking a beer. That's not what I'm talking about. We gotta fly straight. We gotta read the holy tablets, not Christianity, anything. And we got to stop waiting on a spook person. And we got to interpret and inherit the information and use it on earth to guide people to the heavenly kingdom, which is on earth. Kingdom come will be on earth. You know what I'm saying? As it is in heaven. That's what's the whole concept. That's why it's talking to you. So you can comprehend. You're not waiting on heaven off the ground. No. You're supposed to be making it on the ground. Nice homes, parks for the kids, food, happy times, good music, laughter, joy. You can create this stuff, guys. You know, that's the opportunity we have here. But there's some people that know that and don't want that. They want to step on the trees. They want to crack the heads of the babies. They want to, zombify the masses of the people. And they're a little group. It's just a little group of punk ass people. They're not even that deep. They're not. Like, you can count all the fucking richest people on earth. It's not really that deep. It's not. You'd be like, there's only like 1,000 of these motherfuckers. It's like 150s. Like, think. Like, you really think, though. You're like, it ain't that deep. How are they doing this? How does a weaker person beat a bigger person? Mind over matter, right? So what do they do? How have we been being controlled? So, I said that to say this. Jerry Springer is burning in hell. He's not. He does not rest in peace. He does not have a happily ever after. Look at him. Tonight was my final thought. I just embarrassed two total different races that pretty much have dominantly controlled this country, but through secretly diverting their minds and using our good book, we have been able to manipulate both of them, and now we hold the highest capital, and we're the smallest group. But they would never figure that out. Or would they? I've always said I don't have a problem with the small hat, but I do know who you are. I know who you are. I've always known who you are once I found out who you were. Now, is everybody bad? That is a J. No. I actually, I've always said that the story is cool if you use it allegorically, you know what I'm saying? If you get the wisdom in it, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with Buddhism if you get the wisdom in it, because if you don't, you might be asking kids to suck your tongue. See, people want to talk about, Jesus is gay and Muhammad's a child molester, and people got their own information. But hey, you see in real time, Catholic priest molesting the kids, black preacher sleeping with half the congregation, white preacher selling dope. This mother, Latin preacher doing dope. I seen that video, yeah, all the way in Brazil, wherever the Catholic priest. Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, I seen that. Putting strings on their back, floating down, acting like they floating it. Yeah. Good old hustle. Now, why are they all able to do that? Well, I already told you the small hat brought the book. So the spell is already there. That's why in America's the North Gates, the land of secrets. That's why there's so many denominations here. Methodist, Catholic, Protestant, Pentecostal, whatever. Like, you can keep naming it. 7-Day Adventist, you can keep naming it. All on the same story. Just one motherfucker took it this way, one went that way, one that way. And I'm sitting here like the Chester cat with y'all, because y'all coming up to me like, well, what do you know? Pick whatever one you want. Pick whatever one you want. None of them are no good, because they're all going to lead you to the same thing. You're going to have to get with the masonry regardless. You cannot worship without works is dead. You cannot just sit here and float in your mind about God. You still got to go out and hunt to eat. You still got to build for shelter. You still got to create for clothing. It's like life goes on. We've just gotten real comfortable. I used to do stuff like that. I get high in the motherfucker and I'd think, like, if I was in 1914, no racism, what the fuck would I be trying to invent, bro? Because it's like, there is no, like, guaranteed jobs. Like, a job was being an inventor. Like, you created stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's how you started the market. How you think we got all these different alcohols? Somebody created all of them. Okay, how you think we get all these different type of shirt collars? Somebody had to create them. It's like, it was way more of an innovative time back then compared to today, where everything's just handed to you. So it's harder to think. It's harder to let the brain manifest greatness now, because they've clogged and polluted you with all this crap. It's like, you could easily cook your own food and prepare your food, but it's like, if you're driving on a strip and there's 9 different, 10 different, 12 places to eat, 9 times out of 10, maybe you're just going to grab something real quick. Well, see, that's becoming the everyday thing, to where we can't see the foolery that's going on. Look how stupid, like, and unjust this nation is right now. And everybody's in their feelings. Everybody's, ego and opinion is like, well, to be personal with you, now is not the time for your personal opinions. Now it's time for the group thought, like, and not like them group thing. No. We're not talking about them. We're talking about observance. 350,000 kids gone missing. No IDs, no nothing. People at the border with little bracelets on and stuff, counting money out for the credit. What the hell's going on? 1,000 dead from fentanyl. Kids is dropping out of school. Kids are shooting up schools. Kids are shooting up dope. California's all messed up. Seattle's all messed up. Minneapolis, Memphis, Atlanta. I could keep going on. Everything's what? A lot of chaos. New York. Sure, we were literally catering to illegal immigrants $500 nights in fancy hotels, giving them food for free. They didn't even want it. They was just wasting food. These people supposed to be escaping from refuge. They're scared to death. It's the hardest terrain to, and that's why I be telling people it's one continent. I don't care what, and excuse my language, I don't care what that white historian told you. That's a lie. America is one rock. Oh, the Darien Gate. I don't believe you. These people are clearly showing us that that's a lie. They're showing up in Jordans. with cell phones? Come on, bro. They don't even have Obama phones. How the hell is this an illegal immigrant escaping refuge with an iPhone? It's like it gets to a point where you got to grow up. You know what I mean? The people, society, you guys got to grow up. You got to learn to say no. Like I said, you got to bring shame back, humility. You know what I mean? That's dishonorable to do that. You don't do that. It's like we got to bring back that to separate the difference between I don't care, because if the cornerstone of the building didn't care, the whole thing would fall on your head. So you can't say stupid stuff in your life. You can't say I don't care. You can't say I don't care that the gun don't work. Because say somebody pulls out on you. Now what are you going to do? You can't say you don't care that the functionality of adults raising the children don't, work. You don't care. It's like that's how they're getting molested or misused and abused and betrayed and, delayed. It's like so many kids are delayed in life. They could have been great. It's just they're around a bunch of stupid people that don't know nothing. So they're not going to teach you to get out of there. But it's whatever. I digress. The reason that the energy is not that way, and it's chaotic, and it's crack and drugs, and everything's just wild. I'm just here to let you know Jerry Springer had some type of play in that, whether you want to believe it or not. He had some type of play in that because he's just like your typical doctor, like the guy that messed Sarah Connor up. When he was talking to her, saying he's talking to Reese telling him the real. All right. He's seen the Terminator come through, shoot up, kill the department, all that. Still locked her up in the nut house, called her insane. When he literally seen it. He was there. I've been said Umbrella and Skynet is code language for what is. The agents and shit, the Matrix. Because always remember, the same person who made Terminator is the same person who made the Matrix. It's a woman. A woman came up with both of those stories. That's why she's the Oracle in the Matrix. That's her. It's a black woman who made it, but it's like, it's her. Hollywood takes scripts and makes fantasy realities with them. Some are theirs, some are from writers. We don't realize that the script they gave us was basically consumerism, but in an idiotic way. You know what I mean? Just care about yourself, build, any families. You're not doing anything like that. That's why Jerry Springer wasn't a family show, right? Was it? Feel that way? It's a ratchet ass family. I know for a fact the only reason I used to watch Jerry Springer was for the fights. So did it do its job? I'd say so. Jerry Springer was a stereotype master. He brought a show to light that was about supposedly helping problems in society, but really he would just bring a bunch of drama, and that's what the show became known for. It's a fight show. It even had the bell ring, and it was fake. They would press you to fight. It was made up. So while everybody's, celebrating the guy and saying, oh, he was great and what he did, I'm like, I don't see it. As a kid, I thought it was cool, bro. Yeah, I was a stupid kid. Now that I'm an adult, you're a fucking idiot. And you did terrible things to people because those stereotypes traveled on. Both of them did. And now they circulate around to this day. So, if you think that influence is not influencing, you crazy. Jerry Springer did a terrible job. Whether people, watch the show or like the show or not, I don't watch any repeats. It was for a time in history, but he don't deserve no damn like shit. If I'm gonna go at Pac, why the fuck am I gonna let Jerry Springer slide? Like, fuck out of here. I don't respect the dude. You know what I'm saying? You can rest in piss. You can rest in piss, my G. Because all you did was bring destruction anyway. You ain't help nobody. You didn't do nothing good with nobody. You didn't do nothing good to nobody and for nobody. And then think about it, motherfucker. I still got Gatesy out there right now. You know, he's dead, so you gotta just be careful. I got people like him out there. I still got George Soros funding fucking fake riot groups and shit. I got dirtball presidents who should have never been fucking elected, but for some reason, the whole sledgehammer swamp had to put him in there because the dude that they say, make America great again was racist. He was exposing them left and right. And everybody's like, oh, I don't feel Trump was the best president. He didn't make the best moves on this and that. Shit, he made a lot better moves than most of them. I know that much. And honestly, how you gonna gun at him when Obama put his $6 trillion in the hole? And y'all still smiling at that fool's face. Y'all should have been hanging him by his fucking drawers. Like, what the fuck? Yo, man. Jay Springer was a stereotype master. He put out imageries of people in their lowest form. Say it like that. And he did that, as entertainment. Say somebody who's like, he's not Morton Downey Jr. I'm sorry, he's not. Like, I give him that. At least he was a little more controversial, a little more political. You know what I'm saying? So what, he smoked cigarettes and he yelled. He was about a little more. Jerry Springer, no. And like I said, Maury didn't help nothing either. He played it slick too. It was like two calm, cool ass people. Two of the ratchetest shows on fucking earth. Maury got women of all race. Gang of people. You are not the got this knucklehead fool dancing on stage like an idiot. She crying, running off stage. What kind of stupid shit is this? Everybody fell in love with it. Fell in love with this dumbass shit. But whatever. It's a provocateur of society to keep them in a low, primitive state. And he was a ringmaster of it. Hence why he's the one with the movie, The Ringmaster. He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing the whole time. He knew it was fake. Controversy sells, but with 31 trillion in the hole. So who gave you that boule ass phrase? The people who want you in controversy, in conflict, in pain, in death. Till the next time, we'll get into that Indian discussion. But until then, hey, just remember, it's fun and game is cool. We'll stay out in the result. We can play around in the basketball game all we want, but we fucking lose 100-12. We're all gonna feel like fucking idiots. So I suggest we get our head in the game and keep our eye on the ball. Goes.